Okay, hello class. So this is the recording for our lecture for this week. So I'll be sending out our additional instructions along with our lecture. Okay, wait, hold on. So I'll be sharing our notes for today. Okay, all right. So for this week, we'll have this we have proportion and scale, although this was the topic previously, and we'll just continue since I owe you another portion. Wait, okay. I'll just we'll just have a quick run in regards to this. Okay, so our topic is foreshortening and the human figure. Okay. Foreshortening and its essential facts are foreshortening and basic perspective visually creates a believable sense of volume and depth for figure drawing. So, perspective in the figure is knowing the human anatomy is not enough to render a human figure accurately. The human figure, as well as other inanimate objects, should visually relate to their physical surroundings by rendering the correct depth and distance through the use of perspective. So, bale dito, regardless if it's a human figure, an object, an inanimate object, or even buildings, we will learn more about perspective, yung tamang yung accurate na for shape and form based on a certain angle. Okay? So one of the things that we have to take in consideration with this topic is, of course, through observation and practice. So in figure drawing, it requires only minimal technical knowledge in the artistic perspective, but will demand visual data from the artist's memory as basis. So this stored visual data comes from the artist's constant and comprehensive observation and visual recreation of his physical world. So as mentioned, on your end, you have to practice drawing, regardless if it's a human figure or inanimate objects or even environments. Um, Through practice and through observation, you're able to recall a lot of visual data. So for instance, if you are keen to drawing human figures, eventually if you start drawing figures in different gestures, different poses, through practice, eventually if you get if you let's say get a project or let's say get meron kayong aaralin or meron ipapagawang plate pwedeng in this class or in another class, madali lang sa inyo maalala paano nyo i-construct yung figure na yon. So for instance, parang yun nandito, isang sample dito ay, wait, teka lang, ayan. For example, ayan, pinagawa sa inyo, from imagination, mag-sketch ka ng character na nag-kick upwards. So this pose would be a bit more easier on your end through practice, constant practice, and of course, observation. Okay, let's proceed. Another way of practice is still life and life drawing. So the artist relies on intuition to accurately depict the physical world in their drawings and paintings. An artist's intuition can be honed by observing and immersing himself in replicating the physicality of his surroundings through practice of still life and life drawing. So if you remember our drawing sessions, I was asked, I asked you guys to draw, let's say, this still life setting. So yung una is line art. Then the next set is if with this new set of items, render its light and shadow. through this certain lighting that was staged in class. So ito yung isa sa mga practices that we get to use in order to learn more about the elements that we are learning in this class. So basically elements of arts. So let's proceed to simplifying the human figure. So dito papasok yung how to learn foreshortening. So simplifying the human figure. So we begin with blocking or converting the human figure into simple geometric shapes, which helps generalize complex form of human anatomy, so as to better anticipate the correct proportion of body parts and how they react to light in relation to its angle. So for instance, this illustration on the left side, with its pose, you're able to construct um, yung isang specific na pose through creation of yung shape. So if we observe yung, let's say, shape ng figure, you get to build with the basic shapes. Then later on, when you try to construct it and add volume, you're able to capture yung parang pinaka human-like pose niya. So for instance, let's take an observation, limes. So yung limes kasi, when we draw it as shapes, flat, rectangles. Pero when we add volume to create its form, ang ginagamit natin is cylinder. Tapos meron mga certain poses, so hindi siya straight na cylinder, minsan medyo bent siya because of yung muscle, because of perhaps muscle or of a certain position. Okay. Tapos yung nasa right naman, yung ganitong construction is sometimes we use it with sa animation per se or maybe sa illustration or comics. So ito mas compact, mas rigid. Let's say because of yung torso, we imagine it as a giant rectangle, but with its certain poses, we sometimes divide it into two. So meron upper torso and lower torso. So yung rectangle na yan is now visualized as maybe a cube, and sometimes we visualize it also as an organic form. So it's a case-to-case basis based on its posing. Tapos I also provided um, references for you guys. For example, if you are going to construct, let's say, a human figure, you would see, let's say, dito sa left, so it's usually a whole rectangle but divided into two. So upper torso, tapos yung lower. Tapos because of its different poses, let's say, like this one, yung hip niya nakalabas. So, iba yung angulo ng cube niya. So, it's divided in two, tapos naka-out yung cube. Another one is yung naka-bend siya for forward. So, nakikita din yung breakdown ng cube niya, yung cubes, basically. The next illustration we have is, of course, meron din yung cubes. So, 3D-ish na siyang, 3D-ish look of the torso, and also nakikita din ninyo yung joints. Yung joints connected to the limes. So, yung limes, usually ito yung either rectangle or cylinders with these are jointed with these spears. So with arms, ito yung elbows, ito yung elbow, wrist, or even yung shoulder. So doon nakalocate yung mga spears. For the feet, it's usually triangles. And as for the hands, it's a case-to-case basis how it's shaped. So sometimes bilog siya, minsan naman meron siyang tawag doon, triangles. Okay, next. Applying details via body parts. So, based on yung sa posing, for instance, this one, that I'm pointing out, dito kitang-kita yung pagka bend, yung bend ng leg. So nakikita natin dito yung tuhod. Ayan. So at this angle, kitang-kita yung ano, yung joint niya. Tsaka yung pagka-bend. Unlike this one on the right, na because of the angle, yeah, we know na nakaupo siya, nakabend yung leg, pero on this angle, it's a bit complicated to draw it, especially if you haven't tried apply using foreshortening. But through foreshortening, you're able to construct these. So the next illustration we have here is the breakdown of yung ano, how to break it down. So for instance, let's pick let's say yung nasa baba para mas madali pang ma-visualize. So yung legs naglalakad siya. So nakikita niyo yung construction. So yung mga joints, ano yung mga laid out lang na shapes. So you get to see yung isang leg forward. So another application of overlap. So this is one. And another is yung subtle bend ng leg, na bend ng joints, yung sa knees. Makikita din natin. So plotting, tapos first basic shapes, tapos later para magka-volume, nilalagyan natin ng parang a certain form, somewhat organic. Ayan. Tapos, next is yung pinaka-construction ng legs. So, this is just one of the many. I can give the breakdown on, when we are in a live class. Okay. Tapos, we have more applying details via body parts, how to break shapes down. So, as mentioned, not all shapes are just like straight out rectangles or cylinders. Some because of muscle or organic, or because of its organic form, it varies. So ito yung mga ways how to construct body parts. Okay, another way of constructing body parts are shading. So yung shading naman dito, um, yung shading naman dito, nakikita natin yung contrast niya. So yung contrast dito ay we get to see yung light and dark through this. As long as you're able to create na the actual outline of your subject, it's easier to render yung shadows through tonal values. Okay. Next is figure drawing exercises. Okay. We start with lines, gestural lines, with your posing. So these are two types. The one here on the left is ideal for much more simplified, ideal for animation when you build your characters' poses. As you can see, it's a lot more geometric and more controlled compared to the one on the right side. Medyo free-flowing, medyo soft, ideal for academic drawing, ideal din for stylized illustrations. Yung form. And as you can see, may application na din dito ng foreshortening because of these different poses. So for instance, kasi to like this one, nakataas yung arm, and based on the angle, it's not as it can be complicated. Pero through practice, you're able to create an proportionally accurate na arm with that pose. Okay. So things that you also have to consider with proportion and scale is 8-head figure drawing. So in theory, human figure is made out of 8 heads. With women, it says 7.5. If you're drawing superheroes for a comic, or a webtoon, it's usually 9 heads. Yun yung example. Okay. I'll share also different proportions. So these are guides for you guys. Although you can also do some research with human figures outside this. Although, yeah, this can, suffice for now when you are doing some research if you're going to illustrate a human being with a certain age. If it's, young adult, an adult, or maybe a child. Okay, so for instance, we have two. So, we have male and female. So, let's say if kung baby pa siya or toddler, ito lang yung number ng heads. As they grow older, dumadami. So, for instance, pag full-grown adult, as mentioned, male, 8 heads. Pag babae, 7.5. Pero sometimes, ang female din, we already use 8 heads. Okay. Now, we have another sample. You can use this as reference is quarter view. Quarter view ng isang human figure. Tapos nakikita niyo yung breakdown ng ng body niya. So for instance, torso divided into two because of its posing. You can get to see how to construct. It also serves as a guideline for you when you construct a human figure. So pwede din ganito din yung pagkagawa ninyo. As mentioned, sometimes females, regardless of age, ethnicity, or what, sometimes we also use 8 heads for the human, for drawing the human figure. Perhaps if it's a smaller or more petite character na female, pwede natin gamitin yung 7.5. Okay. Next, I'll show this, drawing the head. I'll just breeze these instructions in demo kasi actually I've worked on the slides as if it were a guideline for you guys that you can study on your own when you construct the head, okay? So, ano siya, step-by-step instructions pag ginawa ninyo to, okay? So, how to draw a face from the front. So we use the Loomis method. So these are one of the methods that we use, although ang Loomis method, yung approach niya, is more complex yet more accurate when you construct them, okay? So a little more information about Loomis method. So this was developed by Andrew Loomis. So it's a word for his step-by-step approach to drawing heads. The Loomis method of construction is a technique using simple forms and measured landmarks to the construct of human head in any angle. Method starts with a ball, so basically a circle, breaks it into 4 equal sections with 2 lines, then uses the created measurements to place the facial feature. So, maybe ito ipakita ko na sa inyo, tapos yung remaining angles, papasadahan ko na lang since it's the same steps, different angle lang. Okay? So, let's begin with the front. How to draw yung frontal pose ng head. Okay? So, as mentioned, you draw a circle. So, yan, circle and a cross. Detailed instructions can be found here. So, as mentioned, ito yung step-by-step. So, pwede nyo itong basahin. You can read this at your own pace when you practice. So, you can practice and you can also use this, especially yung activity natin has a connection with this. Okay? Step 2, you have to draw a square within the circle. So, there's a square inside, pero ang purpose nito is nag-plot ka na ng lines. So, nakikita nyo tong lines na to, naki-indicate. So, yung nasa top, hairline, yung nasa gitna, brow, at yung baba, nose. Okay, so you already have a partial construction of the head. Next is draw the chin. So, meron pa ditong part, you have to construct yung chin. So, you have to draw, uh, draw some lines here. So you have to measure also the distance of the center line towards the bottom. Tapos, when you construct then, you're able to determine then if paano yung chin or yung lower part ng face ng character mo or ng figure. Do you want it like a V shape or gusto nyo bang parang heart shape yung mukha niya? Gusto nyo square face, square yung jaw? So this is where you get to decide, play, or experiment with yung facial features ng subject ninyo. Okay, next is locate the eyes. So, yung eyes naman is just below the brow line. Don't forget to leave some space. So, magdadagdag kayo ng line just below the brow line. Pero it has to have some space, okay? Next is drawing the eye. So, you also have to remember to leave some space in between your eyes, dito sa gitna at dito sa sides, okay? So laging parang may may measurement kayong kailangan i-imagine din. Meron laging space, okay? Next is location of the nose. Ngayon, yung nose ideally yung sa nagsastart yung width ng nose is usually measured as wide as the inside corners of the eye. So pag nag-drawing kayo, you can actually just plot some really thin or light lines din to serve as a guide. So usually ganun ka wide yung nose, or it will also depend on what kind of nose you're constructing for your for your subject. Okay? Next is the location of the mouth. Ang mouth naman, just below the nose. Pero don't forget to add some space, always. Tapos yung start ng mouth is located where where the pupils, so the corners of the mouth generally align with the inside of the pupils of yung sa eyes. So, ito din, naka-plot din. So, when you construct the mouth, you can also use that as a guideline when you draw your mouth, okay? And of course, yeah, you can add detail. Next is yung hairline. So, ang hairline naman actually is adjustable. So, yung unang ginawa is nasa top. For this example, although, meron widow's peak, so medyo high yung forehead. So when so yung construction niya medyo mataas, pero meron mga certain hairstyles, depende sa hairstyle ng subject mo, pwede nyo pa siyang i-adjust. So whatever you plot, let's say with hairline, pwede nyo pang i-adjust ng, if gusto nyo babaan pa ng konti, pwede din. Okay. Next is yung neck. Ang neck naman, that will depend on how thick or thin. Stereotypically, usually thin, especially pag illustration or animation-ish. Pero kung yun, medyo realistic, ayun, ang male, medyo broad yung neck. Ang female, depende sa body type, yun, mas thinner yung neck. Tapos, I think I skipped one. Don't forget to draw the ears. So, yung length ng ears starts from just below the brow line, tapos tumatama siya sa may nose line, okay? So, those are things that you also have to consider when constructing. Okay, so let's go back. So, this is how you construct yung front. Ngayon, let us proceed to the side. So, basically, ang side naman is you still use the same method with the Loomis. So, ganun din, you start with a circle, create a square inside, and intersecting lines. So, it's practically the same, pero lang, the thing is, you're constructing ahead from the side. So, I'll just give a run through. Pero it's just same. Okay, ayan. Draw a line from the top of the head to the chin. So, meron din naka-plot na lines for the other parts. Paggawa ng chin din, although yung difference is you drop the line down to the, yung desired length ng chin, then you go up again in order to create yung jawline. Okay. Next is yung determine the location of the eye. So same din, same method, same process din. You have remember where to set your eye, yung eye. So remember always dapat may space pag kinonstruct nyo yung eye. Tapos detailing when you create the eyes, you construct the nose and even the mouth. Next is yung ear. So if you notice may divide. Yung ears naman is on the other, nasa other side ng construction. So always be guided with the lines that you plot sa head. Okay? Next is yung hair. So add the hair. That would depend on your subject's hairstyle or anong hairstyle yung gusto nyong gawin. For this one, we kept the hairstyle na mataas yung niya, hairline, widow's peak. Pero if you want to, pero of course, with the hairline, you can always adjust. Tapos, we have also yung quarter. Same din. Pero ito yung parang very evident when you work with a quarter view. Ang quarter view naman, makikita mo to. Mas evident tong part na to. So, ang loomis is, imagine a ball. So, isang bola, syempre round everywhere. Pero, sa sides ng ball, imagine, sliced yung sides, so that's flattened. So, basically, ganun yung construction ng head. So, you just have to imagine a ball with sliced sides. So, basically, yan yung head construction natin. Okay? So, same also, nakaplot din yung lines like kung saan nakaplot yung hairline, yung brow, nose. Then later you get to construct din yung chin. Then later you add din also yung eyes later on. So ito, as mentioned, step-by-step guide for everyone to follow pag gumawa kayo. So more guidelines on how to construct yung head. Okay. Another sample that we use for head studies is the Asaro head. So this is a 3D model of a head. This is created by John Asaro. Helps us with the overall understanding how light is reflected on the surfaces of the head. So basically, yung planes sa surface, nakikita natin how the light hits yung planes or aka yung pinaka face. So it's a good study for values. Ayan. Okay. Additional lang, something to remember, since yes, this is our human skull. So basically, kaya ganyan yung shape ng head natin because of yung yung pinakabuto yung skull. Okay. Ayan. So I'll give out your plate. So this is drawing heads at different angles. So the objective is, based off the illustration provided on the next slide, you have to draw the heads at different angles as shown. Traditional output, ideally vertical yung paper natin, A4 or 9 by 12 from your sketchbook. Draw the most realistic version you can create. Tapos, take a look na lang at sa deadlines, okay? So for this one, you have 13 heads. Please be abided with the layout and construction. So ganito dapat yung layout niya. Okay? So baka mamaya yung gawin nyo, kung saan napunta yung ulo. It has to be in this construction. We started off drawing this one, yung front. Tapos we went with this one, yung side view. Then next yung quarter. After that, you have to create, these versions. Itong versions naman yung either mataas yung angle or mababa. So tingnan, let's see how you construct heads using the Loomis method. Okay? So I'll also share yung works ng mga students natin from the previous classes. Okay? So for instance, ito, by the book, ginawa niya, good work. You can also try to experiment yung hair. So let's say, gusto mong try different angles with this hairstyle. And of course, it has to be just one head, one face, okay? As mentioned, yun, try to experiment with the hair and try to make it as realistic as possible, okay? Ayan. Tapos, ayun, reminders lang with yung midterms. Um, for those on my Monday class, please bring your samples. Yung samples, references, your works in progress, thumbnail sketches. How are you going to construct? We'll have a consultation with your works, okay? Yan. Sige. So, ito so far yung first ano natin, yung first part ng ating lecture. I'll upload also another part of the lecture which is focused on composition. So for now, ito muna with the drawing of heads and our plate for this activity. Okay? So yun, thank you.